and welcome to another episode of For the Love of Food. I'm Aida Khan. So now on our show, you may be aware, we travel across Pakistan looking for interesting things to eat. We get to see how this food is made, and we get to speak to some of the experts about this food. Today's episode is a little bit of a challenge for me, as my food connoisseurs, who I'll be soliciting opinions about the cuisine from, are very fussy eaters. Texture is incredibly important to them in their meals, as is color and presentation. And if it's sugary sweet, then it's definitely good for them. Yes, I'm talking about children. We've been invited to the birthday party of a 3-year-old, where we'll be helping out with some of the arrangements, seeing how the food is made, and you'll get to pick up a few tips about what you can serve children at birthday parties when chips and popcorn just isn't enough, and dinner is a little too much to serve. So what are we waiting for? Let's get this party started. As always, before I get to enjoy the food, I need to help make it. We headed over to Shahida Ahmed's bakery to see what treats are being made for this birthday party, and also to pick up a few tips on how to create the perfect birthday cake. The bakery is just as famous for its colorful variety of cakes and desserts as it is for its savory snacks. So now we're in Shahida Ahmed's kitchen. Shahida Ahmed, who also runs tiramisu restaurants, bakery and catering. Assalamu alaikum, Shahida, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks.
Thank you so much for being here with us. And so Shahida is going to show us how to make some yummy treats for kids, right, for a birthday party.
Yes.
So what are we going to see how to make?
First, we're going to do a cookie dough so that we can do shaped cookies for a children's birthday party. Then I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate cake, which we're going to do in the shape of Barney. So then we'll do some icing in different colors so that it looks like Barney, and then we have some cupcakes which we'll do some icing and some decorations.
Brilliant. So let's get started with our cookie dough.
Okay, so with the cookie dough you've got butter and sugar and eggs, which we've put in here, which we're just going to whisk together.
Right.
And once all of that is whipped up properly, then we put in the flour and some baking soda and some vanilla essence.
So the baking soda is already mixed into the flour,
Into the
right?
flour, that's right. And we just try and incorporate all of this. You can even do this by hand. Unless you've got a big machine, they can't take the weight of the dough and you'll burn your machine.
How many cookies do you think we're going to make roughly out of that amount of dough that you have right now?
This should make a good at least 60, 70 cookies, if not more. So what you do is, once you've got your cookie dough ready, you pull it out and you knead it up a little bit with your hands, and then you have to roll it into a sausage-like shape and put it in your fridge for it to chill.
Okay.
So that once it's chilled, only then can you roll it into and cut it. Otherwise, if it's soft like this, you won't be able to roll it.
So now, what else do you suggest for, because you do catering as well for birthday parties, right? What else do you suggest for menus for children? I mean,
well, generally when I have to do a children's birthday party, I always try and concentrate that there should be some stuff that the kids like, and then some stuff that the grown-ups like. So for kids, I normally feel the things that kids like is, you know, mini pizzas,
right,
mini burgers, French fries, popcorn, and then if you really want, hot dogs. And I think that that's it.
No, I really think people make a big mistake in terms of they end up really going overboard with their cooking for children, which kids are so picky. They want simple, basic food that they're used to
having. And you know, if you have nice, fresh tasting food, they'll enjoy it.
So so we're moving on to the cake now. We're going to make the cake batter, right?
Yeah. So we're going to take some butter in here, and we're going to take an equal quantity of sugar in here.
Now, sugar has to be powdered sugar, or?
I actually like powdered because I find that it works, it's quicker to work with, really.
And it doesn't give you that, sometimes cakes have that crunchiness, sort of crunchiness, which is
so, but you know, if you get, I mean, there's really nice fine sugar available in the market now. that gives more volume basically. When you powder the sugar, you normally have to weigh a little bit more than what you're weighing because it loses the weight that you're working with. So I would tell you, if you're powdering your sugar, weigh it and then grind it. Okay. As opposed to at the same time.
So how long have you been doing this for? I mean, you clearly are a workaholic of sorts. So how long have you been doing it?
Well, I think it's been 19 plus years that I've been working.
Wow.
I started doing cakes, well, nearly 20 years ago when I first got married. Okay, so once you cream this, let it cream well, because this is what will give the cake volume. So, you know, we're just going to whisk this up really nicely.
Do you have any suggestions on what kind of themes kids are liking these days? I mean, we're making a Barney cake today, but what else?
Well, because I think the younger age lots still like 1, 2, 3, they love Barney. As they get to 3, 4, they like Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
Then boys, when they come to like 4, 5, are now into things like Star Wars.
Spider-Man is a huge theme. The butter, sugar and eggs are whipped into a fluffy mixture, and the remaining dry ingredients, flour, baking powder and cocoa, are folded in later.
Mix this up. If you sieve it, it's better so that you don't have any lumps.
Right. And you definitely suggest using, splurging a little and using the foreign cocoa.
Oh, definitely. The local cocoa is really bad. It never gives you the flavor, the khushboo or the feel of chocolate. You can use this to make cupcakes, you can use this to make cakes, you know.
See, I have to test everything when it's being made. It's just part of the job, you see.
No problem. And then we're just going to put this into the oven. You put this in about 180-degree oven for approximately 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah. So while that bakes, what we'll do is we've got our Barney cake here that's been baked and it's been layered with chocolate fudge. We're just going to ice this. The icing is basically just butter and sugar that you beat up with a little bit of milk.
So butter and sugar and a little bit of food coloring, basically. And but you've put on fudge sauce on this before.
We've already layered this with fudge in the center and we've got fudge on the sides. As you can see, we've used Barney a lot, but this is basically what Barney has to come out looking like.
And I'm sure Barney has seen a few better days than this.
Barney's seen many a better days than this. But we're just basically using it right now just for the colors.
So you've got 3 main colors in this, right?
Yes,
you've got your purple, your
purple, green and yellow. So this is the icing that we've already whipped up and kept.
Yum.
It's important to color your icing correctly, because if you don't get the right shades, then your cake will never end up looking like Barney. This is a lemon yellow food color which we're going to use for the sides of Barney.
Okay. In terms of if somebody wants to not spend that much money, I mean, as it is, having a child really puts a financial burden, and then to have to, people don't want to splurge that much on children's birthdays sometimes. What would you suggest? What's a good idea? What kind of activities, what kind of food can you have to have a simple birthday party that's still within a certain budget?
Well, you know, I would say that in that case, then what they should do is they should try and always do more stuff at home. You know, if you try and do stuff at home, it's obviously going to be a lot more economical than ordering out.
And things you can make at home would be sandwiches and...
Exactly, sandwiches, and you can do fish fingers or chicken fingers, and you can do, you know, little pizzas. You get ready pizza dough, you get ready pizza sauces. So things are easier now in that respect. Also, you can kind of plan games instead of going in for jumping castles and the very expensive activities that we do for our kids' birthdays, where there's a trampoline and a jumping castle and clowns and dressed figures and candy floss.
There was so much more real about the musical chairs. Suggestions for goodie bags. What do you recommend?
Well, you know, again, the concept of goodie bags today has changed so much because now everyone wants to try and outdo the next person. So, you know, there's always so much candy and there has to be a toy and, you know. Whereas I think that the concept of a goodie bag is just something small that you give them, you know, so that they have a token to walk home with. So it doesn't really have to be anything really elaborate. You're going to start icing the sides with this yellow.
And the icing.
So that's how you go. You just start and you start with the sides. You work that, then you outline it, and then, you know, you work into that. And then for the kiddie cupcakes, what we do is we'll try and maintain the same colors as we will for Bani. So we'll take an icing bag.
What's a good way of making that as a homemade icing bag? I mean, is there any way to?
You have butter paper and you roll it up into a cone and then you use that.
I'm most impressed with this icing. It's just butter and sugar.
It's
basically.
just butter and sugar. It's just a combo of butter and sugar.
The icing on the cupcakes is what transforms an ordinary snack into one that the kids will be raving about for days. The icing does not have to be perfectly done, and you can even involve children in this step of the party preparations. The cookie dough has been cooled in the fridge so that it becomes moldable and easier to cut into shape.
A little bit of flour and we'll sprinkle it at the bottom. Not very thin because you don't want it to break. About half of an inch to quarter to. And then we have different cutters. This is a daisy. You just place it and you cut it. We have a dinosaur. That's a footprint.
I like the footprint.
And then you just place them on. And don't waste this dough.
Just roll it again and make
re-roll
more.
it and make more. See, but always make sure that your dough is very nice and chilled. Try and chill it overnight because otherwise when it gets soft, it's difficult to get it to hold its shape for about 8 to 10 minutes, so it should be fairly quick.
Excellent. The icing for the cookies is made of confectioner's sugar and egg white whipped together, which makes me dread the sugar high kids I'll be meeting at the party. Thank you so much for showing us these yummy things, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to grab the chocolate one with the yellow. And now we're going to head over to our birthday party and see how all this food is eaten by the kids. I'm so grateful to the games we decide to play in order to release the sugar energy of the children. This also gives the adults a break from having to keep a watchful eye on their children.
I'm always second place, then moment comes first place. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ibrahim. Happy birthday to you.
iced cupcakes are a complete hit with the children, with some going back for seconds and thirds. Makes me envy the fast metabolic rate of the young.
My head, Mama.
Sometimes kids say the strangest things, but we were suckers for pain and decided to get their brutal opinions about how the party was going. So tell me, Manu, when you come to birthday parties, what do you like to eat?
Pizzas.
Pizzas? Have you tried the pizza?
Yes.
Liked
I had
it?
2 pieces.
You had 2 pieces, mashallah, very good. And do you like the cake?
I tried.
You didn't try the cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like to cut into Barney, do you?
No.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, I know, I think so too. That's why I took the side of Barney. Try your cake and tell me if you like it. Okay, try your cupcake and tell me if you like
I
it.
want to go to my... I already tasted it.
Do you like the cupcake? It's good? Is it okay? What color do you like your cupcake?
Yellow.
Yellow? And on your birthday, what kind of cake do you want? What do you want on your cake?
A Barbie.
A Barbie? Really? And what color should she be?
Huh?
What color should Barbie be? What color will her clothes be?
Pink.
Pink.
With flowers on it. Pink. And red. Purple flowers on it.
Purple flowers on it.
I don't want to do this.
You don't want to eat this? Okay. Yeah, clearly we switch what we like and we don't like really, really quickly. Thank you very much for your time, Hira. Why don't you get yourself some juice? Yes? So they say shooting with kids and shooting with animals is definitely a recipe for disaster. But I have to admit, I had a great time today at this birthday party. And I hope you enjoyed watching these kids have a great time too. I think that I've had a tougher time with some adults during my shoots in the past than I did with these wonderful children. However, I better not speak too soon because they are constantly harassing me for the goodie bags. So I will go and give these out right now to them and hoping that I don't get attacked too much. But until then, I'll catch you next week. And if you have any thoughts on our show and if you'd like to give us any feedback, please write in to us at flf@dawnnews.tv. I'll catch you again next week. Boy blue, boy blue. Hello. On the blue. Here you go.